Every December, as the air turns cold, we look to the stars and whisper the same ancient question: what will next year bring? But long before the neon lights and digital countdowns, our ancestors didn't just ask about the future, they tried to bargain with it. From the marble halls of Delphi to the shadow-drenched pyramids of the jungle, prophecy wasn't just a prediction. It was a weapon. It was the belief that if you could read the language of the universe, you could change your destiny. Tonight, we uncover how the ancients welcomed the new year not with parties, but with fear, faith, and fire. Our story begins 4,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Here, the Babylonians saw the sky not as decoration, but as a living ledger of the gods' intentions. The priests, the Baru, tracked the wandering stars like cosmic detectives. When Jupiter aligned with the moon, the harvest would be gold. When Mars turned a blood-red hue, the soil would soon drink the same. But the new year, the Akitu festival, was the ultimate trial. The king was stripped of his crown and humbled before the statue of the god Marduk. He had to confess his failures. Legend says that if tears fell from the king's eyes, the gods had forgiven the city. To the Babylonians, the future wasn't written in stone. It was a negotiation. If you were humble enough, you could convince the gods to rewrite the script. Travel west to the jagged cliffs of Delphi. Here, prophecy took a more cryptic, psychological form. The Pythia, the high priestess, would inhale the sweet, toxic vapors of the earth and speak in riddles. Kings would travel thousands of miles to ask one question: will I win the war? The oracle's answers were mirrors. If she said, a great empire will fall, she didn't say which one. The Greeks believed fate was a web. The more you struggled to escape it, the tighter it pulled. Think of Oedipus, who fled his home to avoid a curse, only to fulfill it on the very road he took to escape. For the Greeks, the new year was a reminder. Prophecy isn't about knowing what happens next. It's about discovering who you are when the darkness comes. On the other side of the world, prophecy was a heartbeat, literally. In the heart of Mesoamerica, the Aztecs and Maya saw time not as a line, but as a cycle of death and rebirth. Every 52 years, the world reached a terrifying cliff, the new fire ceremony. Every flame in the empire was extinguished. Mothers hid their children. The world waited in a suffocating silence. On a mountaintop, a priest would strike a spark inside the chest of a chosen sacrifice. If the fire caught, the sun would rise again. If it failed, the stars would turn into demons and devour humanity. To them, time was a hungry god. You didn't just watch the new year. You fed it with your own lifeblood to ensure the sun stayed alive for one more cycle. In the East, prophecy wasn't a panic, it was a quest for great harmony. For over 3,000 years, the Chinese New Year was a massive calibration of the mandate of heaven. The imperial astronomers, the keepers of time, watched for omens, comets, eclipses, or shifting winds. These weren't just bad luck. They were a performance review from the universe. If the stars were out of alignment, the emperor had to fix his soul. But the people had their own rituals. The red banners, the deafening drums, and the firecrackers weren't just for show, they were spiritual warfare to drive away Nyan, the demon of the old year. In the East, prophecy was prevention. It was the belief that human ritual could keep the heavens in balance. Across every ocean, through every century, the ritual changes, but the heartbeat remains the same. When we look into the fire, the stars, or the tea leaves, we aren't really asking for the lottery numbers. We are looking for order in the chaos. We are looking for a sign that we aren't alone in the dark. Every prophecy, every resolution, and every prayer shared a single ingredient: hope, the defiant belief that tomorrow can be better than today. You are part of this ancient story now written in stars, blood, and dreams. The question remains, if you could perform one of these rituals tonight to secure your future, which would you choose? Would you negotiate with the stars of Babylon or light the new fire of the Aztecs? Tell me in the comments below and subscribe so we can keep uncovering the forgotten truths of the ancient world together.